Your dog is lying on the living room floor, belly exposed, tail thumping against the carpet. You hand him a squeaky rubber hedgehog. The second it lets out that high, thin eek, something changes in his eyes. He stops looking like a pet. For a moment, he looks like something closer to a hunter. That sounds dramatic for a toy that costs $6 at a pet store, but watch closely next time. The ears lock forward, the head tilts, the bite gets faster, harder, more precise. Somewhere underneath the fur and the wagging tail, a very old switch just flipped on. Here's the obvious explanation. Dogs like noise. Puppies like squeaky things the way toddlers like rattles. Simple. But that explanation falls apart the moment you watch a dog actually destroy one of these toys. He doesn't just chew it, he shakes it violently side to side, snapping his head, the same motion a small animal gets caught in when something bigger grabs it by the neck. He digs for the squeaker like it's buried treasure, and once he finally rips it out, the toy goes silent, and most dogs immediately lose interest. That's not really how you treat a fun noisemaker. That's closer to how you treat something you just caught. To understand what's actually happening, you have to go back before dogs were dogs, before leashes, before couches, before anyone bred a Labrador to be gentle with children. Go back to the wolf. A wolf doesn't eat because food shows up in a bowl twice a day. A wolf eats because it finds something smaller than itself and takes it down. That's the job. Researchers who study canine behavior describe this job as a chain of steps that likely got wired into the brain over a very long stretch of evolutionary time. Search, stalk, chase, grab, bite, shake. Not one instinct, a whole sequence built to fire in order. Here's the part that matters. When a wolf finally corners something small, like a rodent or a rabbit, that animal doesn't go quietly. It can let out a short, high-pitched cry. For a hunting wolf, that sound may work as a kind of signal, evidence that the chase is paying off. A squeaky dog toy produces a sound in roughly that same range. Veterinarians and canine behaviorists have pointed out that this is probably not a coincidence toy companies stumbled into. It looks more like a bug in a very old program, one that happened to be easy to trigger with a few cents of plastic. Nobody can say a dog is consciously thinking, "This is a dying rabbit." We can't get inside a dog's head. But the sound appears to slot into a response that likely formed long before any dog met a human, let alone a couch. That's part of why a Yorkshire Terrier, a breed originally kept to hunt rats in mills and barns, can go berserk over a squeaky toy, despite weighing less than a bag of sugar. The body changed dramatically through centuries of breeding. The wiring underneath mostly didn't get the memo. And this is where the story gets stranger, not simpler, because dogs aren't just reacting to a sound. Many of them may be finishing a sequence they rarely get to complete anywhere else. Your dog doesn't have to hunt for dinner. He doesn't have to earn a single calorie through effort. Evolution likely handed him a hunter's toolkit, and modern life gave him almost nothing to use it on. The squeaky toy fills that gap. It lets an old circuit run its full course: chase, catch, shake, silence, with zero actual death involved. One possible reason so many dogs seem to calm down right after finally killing the squeak isn't cruelty. It may be closer to relief. The sequence that started generations ago in a wolf stalking through snow finally gets to finish safely on a living room rook. There's a cost tucked inside this, too. Dogs bred more heavily for hunting work, like terriers, retrievers, and herding breeds, tend to chase that payoff harder and longer, which is part of why they're usually the ones that shred a brand new toy within the hour. The same drive that once made them useful to farmers and hunters is the one still pulling at them every time that toy lets out a squeak. So look at your dog again, the one currently taking apart a stuffed duck on your kitchen floor. He is not being destructive for no reason. He is not malfunctioning. He's carrying wiring built for a job he never actually has to do, wrapped in fur that mostly forgot what that job used to involve. None of this means the toy is dangerous or that your dog is secretly wild. It just means that $6 hedgehog is doing something a lot older than either of you realized. The belly rubs are real, the loyalty is real, but somewhere underneath all of it, every time that toy lets out its cry, something ancient still leans in to listen.